Hi, I'm Juan. Welcome to Module 5, and we are going to start with Snap for Arduino. So let's go.
The screen you see now is the programming environment of Snap for Arduino. The way we are going to code is similar as we did with Scratch. So what are we going to do? Well, starting from explaining the screen, in the upper left corner we have our families of blocks, which are the same. Control in orange, motion in blue, looks, operators, and one in particular that's new for us called Arduino. We will use a new block that we will explain later. In the center, we will have our program where we code, same than Scratch. And on the right, we can see the game or what's showing our program and the sprites section. This time we're not going to use any sprite, but just to know that it's also possible here in Snap for Arduino. As I mentioned before, the first challenge of this module is to make a LED blink. We want to turn it on for a second and then turn it off for another second. To start our program, we will need a green flag clicked, as we learned in Scratch. So we will pick and drag it from the control library. Also, we want our program to run all time. Then we need the forever block. As we will work with a LED, which is connected to a digital pin of the controller, we will need a block from Arduino family. It's the time to introduce you a new block. This is set digital pin 2, the instruction that allows us to turn the LED on or off. As we can see, in the block set digital pin 2, there are two spaces. The left one is for typing the number of the digital pin where is connected our LED. If we remember the schematic we did, the LED was connected to the digital pin number 13, so we have to type it. The right gap of the block is a switch. If we set it in green, we are setting that digital pin on. Otherwise, it will be programmed to be off. Since we want to light on the LED, we will set it on. Now it's ready to drag it on into the forever block. Good. We have our first Arduino block program. After that, we will need to switch the lamp off because we want to have a blinking effect. So we drag another block to set the digital pin number 13 to off. Just put it below the previous block, like this. Well, if we try the program like this, we can't perceive the blinking effect. It's too fast for us. To perceive the blinking effect, we need to introduce the lights in between. In the control family, we can find a block that makes our program to be paused for a while. It's wait seconds. This is perfect with the number 1 inside. We will need another one after the LED switches off, like this. What we have now? So we have a program running all time due to the forever block. We are setting the digital pin 13 on, lighting on our lamp. The program will be paused for 1 second. Then we will switch the lamp off and again pause for another second. And like this, we will have our program over and over. The second challenge of this module is related with Morse code. We want to reproduce the A letter of the Morse code through the blink of our LED. So we will use again the green flag block in order to start our program. But this time we are not going to use the forever block. The reason is that we only want to transmit the letter once after we click on the green flag. According to Morse alphabet, the letter A is represented by a dot followed by a line. We agree to establish the dot as a flash of 2 milliseconds as well as the short break. The line and the average break will be 4 milliseconds. We want to make our LED bright, so again we will use the block from Arduino category set digital pin 2 directly under the orange block. And after this, the delay. Let's type number 13 here and click again here for turning the LED on. The flash time for a dot is turn the LED on for 2 milliseconds. Then we need to change this value to 0.2. This is whenever we want to transmit a point, and whenever we want to transmit a line, we need to put the value 0.4. Now we will need again these blocks to send the line symbol with a little change here. So we can copy these two blocks, and this is a shortcut to code faster. Just right click on here and duplicate. And we have the same two blocks. So duplicate and okay, the same two blocks. This is already on, but this here is 0.2 and we have to change it to 0.4 since this will be the line. So we already have our dot, we have our line, but we also have to think about how to separate the symbols. This means that we need to switch the LED off between every symbol. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand the transmission. So we will need to pick another block to set the digital pin 13 off and put it in between the dot and the line. We can either again duplicate the code or just drag the blocks from the library. Like this, as we do before. But we're going to go to Arduino, set digital pin 2 and control and take the block, wait seconds. Here we type 13, then let's put it off, and the time we need to set our LED off in order to separate the symbols is 0.2 seconds. And this part of the code will be the short break of the transmission in order to separate the symbols. Assembling the last part of the code, we have the letter A transmission. First, the LED is on for 2 milliseconds. After this, switch off for another 2 milliseconds and then switch on. And in the end, we need to switch the LED off again to finish the message. That will be the letter A in Morse code through a LED blinking. So let's finish it. Just putting another set digital pin 13 to off, like this, and great. Perfect. The next challenge is to send the letters H and E of the word hello. As usual, we start with the block of the green flag just to trigger our program. We will need to send 4 points, which is the letter H, and another point for the letter E. So the program will be like the previous one. We will use set digital pins on and off with their delays. Then let's set digital pin 13, this one, to on. Now we will need the block of the delay with the block wait seconds. Let's put 0.2 seconds, and this we have the transmission of the first dot. After that, the delay to separate symbols, switching the LED off for 0.2 seconds. Just like this. 0.2. Okay, perfect. This time, as the sequence is very repetitive, we will duplicate this piece of program. Just clicking with the right button of the mouse on the top block of the sequence we want to duplicate. We get all of them twice. We will do it again. This way we will have the 4 points we need to send the letter H. So let's do it from the top of the code, duplicate like this. Now we have all the blocks below twice. Perfect. This is the first part of this challenge. We have one dot, the second one, the third one, and the last one. All this is the transmission of the letter H. But we are still missing the space between letters and the letter E. For this, we introduce another delay, this time of 4 milliseconds, which is the delay agreed for the space between letters. We can also call it the average break. And we need it to be in the end of the symbol H. Then we can use this block and just change it to 0.4. Let's try to change it like 0.4, like this. Good. Finally, we insert another block to set the LED on. This will be the dot for letter E and switch it off to finish the message. So let's pick the blocks. This one, put the number 13 here, this on. Okay, now we will need the delay. This time we have to remember to put 0.2 seconds, like this, 0.2, and finally switch the LED off just to finish the message. Another set digital pin, 13, off. So in summary, we have letter H, which is 4 points, all these blocks, the 0.4 delay to separate the letters, and the letter E, which is only a point. And that's all. It may look hard or too long, but it's quite easy, just repetitive.
And it is as easy as that. That's all.